I can't believe I'm actually talking about David Hogg again. I can't. Because this guy, he's... I don't know what to say without being insulting to any of the Parkland survivors. I do not want to do that. But I hate his actions. I really do. He is, as one YouTube comment actually said, he's a 30-year-old man with a mindset of a 7-year-old. Who whenever anyone criticizes him, or he doesn't get his own way, he just wants to get back at them like he did with Laura Ingraham. Now, here's what happened. She actually said something on Twitter, and this was related to David Hogg, who tried to go into the University of California, one of their few colleges, but was in fact denied, which is actually a fair relative basis. I mean, I was pretty worried that I wouldn't be able to get into WSU myself or to Green River Community College, but here I am managing to managed to get an associate in arts from the community college, and now I'm getting a bachelor's here at WSU. But I digress, because this actually happens to a lot of colleges. So what is the problem here? Well, here's a tweet from what she said. David Hogg rejected by 4 colleges to which he applied and whines about it. Deemed by UCLA with a 4.1 GPA, totally predictable given acceptance rates. Now, I understand how he would be pissed about the whine part about it, because that would kind of sound insulting. But the rest of it sounds kind of reasonable, because there are times when even the smartest man does not get into places like Oxford. In fact, speaking of Oxford, my sister's actually going there right now. I think she's actually trying to get a master's degree for right now, so she can do some archaeological digs. In fact, she actually wants to get into stuff with ancient Egypt, since she's been fascinated with that since really her entire life. But I'm digressing. I'm sorry. What does David Hogg do about this? He decides that he wants all the advertisers to boycott Laura Ingraham, and apparently a few people comply, because why would they do something like this to a person who was a survivor at one of the most infamous shootings in American history? Who would do such a thing? And they pulled advertising, and this forced Laura Ingraham to basically call for an apology to David Hogg, and yet he's not accepting it. I cannot understand the mindset of this guy. I cannot. It just, what he does is very insulting, especially to a lot of the survivors and even the victims. Because this seems like what he's doing is not only is he trying to push an agenda, but he's using his status as a survivor of the Parkland shooting to get into these colleges. I am sorry if I insult or offend anyone who was affected by gun violence. I am sorry, but I cannot take it when people like this exist. I just can't. It really pisses me off with these people. In fact, I've been starting to have a problem ever since I heard about Emma Gonzalez, who was another victim, who was another survivor from the Parkland shooting, actually speak in Washington, D.C. during another march. I think it was before the March for Our Lives about a week ago. But what she said was that she actually knew this kid, and that there were people that she knew of, and actually, she may have actually admitted to ostracizing the kid. Now, if you don't know what the exact definition of ostracize is, it's basically to bully a person or to make them an outcast. Which, given a mindset given a mindset of a developing brain, and for basically a lot of other people, whenever they're seen as an outcast, they just don't know where to go. And sometimes, in very rare cases, something like this happens. And it's not unheard of, actually. There has been a case for the Columbine shooting where those two men, actually, there's some suggestion that they were bullied and they were considered outcasts in their own school. Now, I'm not confirming whether or not that is true, nor am I saying that Emma Gonzalez did any bullying whatsoever, or if any bullying existed at all. But if that were the case, that would explain a lot of this shooting that happened. I cannot really understand what the mindset of people like David Hogg and Emma Gonzalez are doing. They're just basically insulting people at this point. In fact, I recall back when I think he was talking to Marco Rubio during the CNN talk show, that he reminds him of an AR-15, of him looking down the barrel of an AR-15, which is really the most insulting thing that you can say to a senator. I get it that you are a survivor of this shooting, but there is a line between decency and insults. And I'm pretty sure you're not going to win anyone except the side that you already have, that is through the use of insults. In fact, I think you're going to probably cause people to actually say, you know what, no, I don't like this. I am actually going to say, no gun control at all. Despite the fact that the CNN polls say about 97% support gun control, which I completely think is BS. By the way, completely believe it's BS. It's like saying for Saddam Hussein that Sticks, Hex, and Hammer actually said in one of his videos earlier today that Saddam Hussein had an approval rating of 95%. It's kind of like that. Only this time it's about gun control and gun rights. That's about it. It feels so insulting and so shameful of people acting this way. It really is. Because this is not really how you win an argument. And moreover, this is not how you could be able to solve a very important issue. I agree, this is a very important issue, but I do not believe in the use of gun control except through background checks. That is it. But again, all that David Hogg is doing is basically insulting people. And the biggest insult that he ever gave was basically when Laura Ingraham apologized. He basically said that he wasn't going to accept her apology at all. Like, this is something that is a kind of a feud. To be fair, she didn't really do too much. I mean, yeah, she might have said some part of it that a little bit wrong, but there wasn't really that much that would count for a start of a feud. Hell, I'm pretty sure that the McCoys and Hatfields feud actually started on a more reasonable basis than this. Really more reasonable. I can't recall what it is yet, but still. I really cannot understand David Hogg at this point. I cannot. I'm sorry. This is just a big rant. But I really don't know what to say about him. I really don't. And it's people like him, or well, it's people who use rhetoric that he uses, and basically the behavior he uses is what's turning me off to all of this. And in fact, I'm pretty sure it's turning a whole majority of the American public away from this. And in the end, I don't think it's going to be doing too much. My name is Noah Meehan on The Arc Truth. Please post comments down below, share this video, like, and subscribe. Thank you.